afternoon. Ugh, I am so over Seth Rogers. I've tried to watch his live stream last night twice and I couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. Oh my god. I'm gonna try to stay on here as long as I can. The heat wave has started to hit us. The humidity outside is just making my sinuses go crazy and I just feel like my head feels super big. So, but I want to go because I'm not going to give Seth. Well, I mean, I did give him a view, but we're going to watch. I hope you guys have got like your drinks and your snacks and your smokes because we're going to be here for a while. I'm going to try to get through much of this as I can. This is KT over on X. I highly suggest you go follow them. I'm not sure if KT's a boy or girl. KT, if you see this, let me know. But they have the whole freaking live stream uploaded. So thank you, KT. So let's start this because it's gonna take us. It's 2 hours and 28 minutes. I'm gonna try to let it play as long as I can. I do have to stop it for fair use, but I'm gonna try and throw my comments in there. So I'm kind of like editing it or however YouTube because I just want to get through this. This is too long.
You know, have patiently waited for me to go live. Bullhorn. Going over there.
Oh, and before we really get into it, watch Betty's demeanor. Girl, you playing. You trying to be on your best behavior.
You know, Jan, you know, a lot of people have wanted me to go live for a while now.
I wish I could turn off the chat, but I can't.
It's been a hell of a trip. Trip's not over with yet. You know, my son went missing on February 25th, reported missing February 26th, 2024. There's been a lot of people out here.
I thought it was 2025 for some reason. It was 2024. Shit. 2 years. This shit has been going on for 2 years. God, that just blows my mind.
Here, running their mouth with nothing good to say. There's people out here that's been, you know, keeping his name out there, and I appreciate everybody that's doing that. Betty being one of them, Jen being another one, Smiley being another one.
Lady Freedom.
Yeah. And, you know, my son is not the only child out here that's missing, but he's the one that brought me out here to begin with. And until I find him, I'm going to be out here. A lot of things have been coming out lately. Noticed that At Night turned around and put out a video the other day. And they had a few choice words in there which henceforth the title of this media hungry, you know, really? You know, it's a shame that they wanted to sit there and say that I was media hungry. Like every job that I've had, we don't talk to the media because we're not authorized to talk to the media.
If the music's too loud, let me know. I put it on just to change it a little bit. But technically it's from X and it's from KT, so.
And you know, if somebody else had done it that was, you know, a parent for my son, I wouldn't have to. And I prefer that they hadn't used that terminology. But they also sat there and stated that the person that I had that was my spokesperson was erratic. and I felt that was just an
Didn't do
insult to Mr.
that.
Tony Mathis. May he rest in peace. He was a brother to me, and I really just don't appreciate somebody talking crap about somebody that they had no idea about. The
We kinda know a little bit about Tony Mathis. I mean, he didn't have a really good track record.
fact is at night and I don't work together. Uh, they don't put anything past me before they put it out there. So sometimes they run their mouth, but there's a lot of people out here that are running their mouth about my son, and not in the good sense. The good
Can you just
sense.
say there's a lot of people out here running their mouth about my son? Can I put I don't know if I can do it. I can dang it. I don't know if I can do whatchamacallit, closed
To
caption.
keep his picture out there, as you can see, Miss Betty's got that as her background. You know,
Nope. Damn it.
there's a lot of people out there that continue to share his posters, share his flyers, and I appreciate all that. I always want people to share his flyers. I want people to talk about him. My son is he is a candlelight in the dark. And it's been really dark as of late because somebody has hidden that candle from me. I don't appreciate it. But I need my son to know that I am still looking for him. I haven't changed my phone number. It is going to never change because that's the phone number he knows. I want my son to call me. I want my son to call me so I know where he's at, know that he's safe, or he calls me that he will be safe as soon as I get there, because
It gets
he's
better
all
just
that really matters to me. And I miss him. You know, it really, really, really kind of sucks. My son goes missing, and then I dealt with a lot of betrayal at the beginning of this. You know, people that I thought I could trust and I could, that come to find out you just can't trust. And it's it's definitely a learning experience. I hope that at some point in time I can find my son, and
hopefully.
you know,
I
if anybody ever
wish he would just
needs any advice
be
or
found.
anything, I can help them with it too. Because there's nothing like it. There's nothing like not knowing where your kid is, just knowing that he's not where he's supposed to be.
I sympathize for him. He wants his son home. We all are so invested into this that we want Sebastian home. It's just it's heartbreaking. It's like I sit there and think about my son's 17. I'm just like, oh my god, if he went missing, I would lose my freaking mind. His dad, my husband, passed away. My son's little brother, my second child, was stillborn at 40 weeks. So I'm like, But also, I want to bring to attention. Look at Miss Little Betty. She's just sitting there. She's not popping off. Wait till you hear her start to talk. You're gonna be like, yeah, she's putting on a show.
You know, he's not in school. He's not in his room. He's not, at the park playing. He's not at the game store sitting there playing cards. He's not at D&D. He's not fishing. He's not. I don't know where he's at. I just know that he's not where he's supposed to be. And then Mr. Mathis came by, and Mr. with Tony, it was like I asked him to be my spokesperson. He's the only person I asked to be my spokesperson.
That was
And I don't
ruthless
know
on
about replacing him because he can't be replaced. Yeah, the position for being a spokesperson can be replaced, but Tony was more than that. Tony was like my brother. He
It looks blurry.
He was there. He gave sound advice. He was there to protect me so I could focus on finding Sebastian. And I just don't appreciate people who don't know him, did not know him, running their mouth about a good man. And, you know, those people, they don't have the right idea in their head for helping find people, find the missing. Somebody wanted, like I said, at night wanted to sit there and say that I was media hungry.
Oh, is there a falling out happening now? That's funny because Seth, Betty, Nick the Hat, Hong, um, the Dog the Bounty Hunter, and Brittany Jackson, aka BJ, aka allegedly with Brittany, were all on a RICO act together suing Barbecue Lady and Granny's Watching, and now all of a sudden, but Seth, didn't you signed a contract? I believe you signed a contract the first time when you got hooked up with that night, and then when that ran out, I believe you signed it again for another year. Seth, if you see this, you better watch what you say about at night and or Hong or Nick the Hat because they will come after you. Legally, they will come after you and they will financially destroy you. That's just how they are.
I don't even know really what that means. I mean, I have to keep my son's name out there. I got to keep his picture out there because the media doesn't care. Mainstream media does not give two shits about my son.
Yes, they do. If they didn't, Seth, then they wouldn't have ran all the stories that they have ran on their news broadcast. And Nick Barris wouldn't be doing updates every so often about what's going on in Sebastian's case. So yes, they do care.
Got individuals that are on social media that do. They care because they share his picture, they share his name. And that's important to me. I do want everybody to know that I am doing things behind the scenes. I haven't stopped. I won't stop. I can't stop. I can't stop until my son is home.
And I hope you don't stop.
I just can't. There's no such.
As much as I despise Seth, because we will get into it when he starts getting, I don't want to say irate, but when he starts getting upset slash maybe angry is the word I'm looking for, then I'm gonna try to filter myself as much as I can. But we all know it's gonna be hard for me to do. But I do feel bad for Seth and Chris and Katie. Like my heart just breaks for them because where the hell is Sebastian? Where is he? Who has him? Who has done or did what to him? Like my heart just breaks for them. But then I'm kind of like, well, on the other hand, you've done this and this and this and this. Well, you'll understand once he really starts getting into it and I do my commentary.
Such thing as stopping. You know, there's just there is no stopping until the goal is met, and the goal is to find my son. His goal is to find my son and bring him home. You know, it's a shame that, and this, each person is their own. You know, I'm his dad. That's what I want to do. Is I want to find him and bring him home because I believe it's what a parent should want to do. They should want to protect their children.
That's what a
If their
good parent
children
does.
go missing, if their children get hurt, our job is to protect them. Hurt my son, I'm a dad, so you hurt my son, I want to hurt you. You know, my son is lost. I want to find him. I want to make sure that he's not lost. And I want to make sure that he brings home. sometimes, and this is nothing against you, Miss Betty, you, Jen, you, Lady Freedom, any of the creators that are out there. Sometimes I just feel alone in this because I just,
He has every right. He's a single father. He lives by himself. He doesn't I kind of want to say it's because of his own doing that he doesn't have the support of Chris and Katie. At this point, or right from the get-go, all 3 of them should have been come together. And, if they wanted to go search, they go search certain areas. Like, they all 3 of them need to be on the same page. And I feel like because of what Seth has said about them, no, they don't want his help. They don't want to let a person like him into their lives because of the stuff that he has said. And I hate to say it, but Seth, you did this to yourself, dude. you you have put yourself by yourself. Like, you know what I mean?
I just do. You know, Tony was the person I would call. I don't have him. You know, but there was other people that relied on Tony. Tony had a daughter, had a son, had a wife, a mom and dad. So many people showed up at his reward. Just absolutely no room to park. The whole parking lot was full. The empty lot next to it was full. Line out the door. Tony was a good man.
He was Tony was also the spokesperson, I believe, for Caleb. I can't remember the kid's last name. So they ended up finding him. They ended up finding his body. Um, something happened between Tony and Caleb's dad. I believe his name was Caleb. I didn't really follow that case too closely at all. I just caught tidbits here and there. But he ended up having a falling out with the dad, and Tony was running the boys' awareness TikTok page. And when that fallout happened, Tony deleted all the videos and made it his own because he had the amount of followers to where he could start getting paid on there.
Tony touched a lot of people. He sure did touch me. He was that person I could call when I was in just.
Oh my god, so boring.
Had many conversations with Tony. And
Oh, what is going on? Hold on. KT, fix your shit. Oops, not much. Come on. I don't want to have to go to Seth's page. Oh my god, what is going on here? How many
the
money?
world needs more people like Tony. But hopefully, you guys start seeing things that I've been working on in the background, behind the scenes, slow going. It's really slow going, as Betty right here can tell us. Dealing with politicians is like pulling nails. Only the nails aren't there anymore because somebody already removed the nails. And it's like,
You're describing it entirely too nice.
well, children may watch this at some point in time. Okay. And,
He also makes perverted jokes,
politicians
and
are
just
just
his
pieces
children may
of
watch this.
them.
Beep, beep. Hold on.
I don't think that was long enough or loud enough.
I didn't want to blow your eardrums out.
Yeah, then I'd
Oh,
have
I
to
know,
scream and
Judy.
yell like somebody else I know.
I've tried watching this like twice. This is my third
Don't look at
time.
me like
I
that.
haven't been able to finish it.
Don't look at me in that tone of voice. Um, but I'm working on it. I mean, I'm still working on it. You can only go as fast as they will move, and politicians don't move. I mean, let's face it. And the politicians that I'm working with actually have other jobs too, and they're politicians
Oh
part
my god,
time
come
and
on.
full
Get into the
time
good stuff.
other jobs, and you know things just aren't moving as fast as I would like to. I'm an impatient person, not as impatient as Miss Betty here, but I'm still working on it. Been still working on Sebastian's Law, working on other things behind the scene, and should see something hopefully by the end of this coming week.
Because I can't
See
stand
something
Seth,
else
and I
come to
don't think Betty
fruition,
and it's
or at
hard
least begin the
watching
fruitation.
Seth because he
You know,
100% plays the victim in all of this, and he's
because
not the
there's other
victim.
things besides politicians, right, Miss Betty? There's like court systems. They move just as slow, if not slower, than politicians. Is that
It's
fair?
molasses in
Wait a
Tennessee.
minute. Wait a minute. No,
Complete molasses.
I'd have to say the reason that they move slower than politicians,
I
but
just
no, they,
can't
they
finish
move
it.
about
I
the
can't stand
same
Seth.
because
Like, I'm
aren't
already
most
bored right now,
like judges and
and we're
stuff
only
like that aren't they
14 minutes
elected
into
too?
it.
Judges are elected, your sheriff's elected, your mayor's elected. However, your mayor's responsible for your police chief. So if you're in a city and you can't stand your police chief, fire your mayor, problem solved.
And on top of that, well, there's other things too because they may be in control of the police chief, but
She's putting on an act right now. She's sitting still. She's got almost a monotone voice, and when Seth brings up certain things, she's just like, "No, let's not go down that road, blah, blah, blah." Like, real calm, cool, and collected, and that's not how Betty is. So she's acting right
the sheriff's department normally get their fundage from the mayor as well.
now. No, it doesn't,
Council,
but I have a lot
council,
to say,
county.
so it will get better
Well,
soon.
typically, I don't know what it is. I think that changes from state to state. Our sheriff gets, we give him an allotment every year, and he does his own budget. I think we give him like $235 million or $275 million, and he just runs his own budget. We give him whatever his max cap is, and he does what he's going to do with it.
Is
But
Sheriff
Yeah, she is. Oh, she
what
is,
is it?
trust me and believe me.
Sheriff
She
Grady Judd.
yeah, is that your sheriff?
Betty's actually the reason why I came over to YouTube. I used to be a full-fledged TikToker, but then I just came over and started watching, and then when Betty started pulling her bullshit, oh, I'm sorry. When she started pulling her crap, what she did during the Simon Quinton case, I ended up going over to another creator, and I've been with her ever since. And then I started my own channel. I don't support Betty at all.
Sheriff?
No, he's in Polk County. Mine's oh good gracious. Wells, Rick Wells. Good. My gracious. I say talked about him almost daily, and I just
Why would you talk
my
about
brain
he's
went
on your mind,
blank.
Betty? What's going on?
Too
Why do you
bad
talk
there's
about
not more sheriff Grady's around.
Yeah, well, I think we have a good bunch of sheriffs here, and I mean, there's a few questionable sheriffs throughout Florida, but we've got like Broward County Sheriff is pretty good. We've got Polk County Sheriff's really good.
Oh yeah.
Manatee County Sheriff's really good. Like my sheriff here, he was raised with law enforcement, like literally in his blood. Like his DNA is law enforcement. Like
Judy, have you seen the videos people put out about Betty at like their town meeting things? Um, she wanted to euthanize children. The bad ones, I should say. The bad ones, not all children. The bad ones. She wants to euthanize them. She said that. Yeah.
It doesn't get, for me, it doesn't get really much better than that.
Oh, and she wants to
But
get rid
the
of the
crap you
library.
got going on for you there in Sumner County, taking care of your son's case, on the other hand, is
When
not.
you say taking care, are you talking about they put him in a basket, rolled it up, threw it in the closet, forgot about it? Because that's how I feel.
Yo,
That's certainly how it looks.
I love when
I'm
they get
not going
after
to
her.
argue with you on that front. It's certainly how it looks.
Yeah, it definitely does. You know, definitely seems like they have forgot that my son even lived in their county, or has went missing, or anything else. I mean, that gets on my nerves. You know,
I
it's
think the one thing out of this whole case that gets on my nerves is
Like really bad.
whenever you told me that you were able to pull right up and walk right into the house and you were there over an hour later. That's pretty.
they should
Excuse
have
me.
they should have had they should have had a uniform out there stopping anybody. They should have had some tape up, make
The
sure that
family
nobody.
shouldn't even have been able to be in the house.
Well, first off, the reason why I assume they let people into the house is because they didn't know that he was either taken, ran away. He could have been hiding. Are we forgetting the flying UFO saucer boy in the attic thing? That whole stunt? Sebastian could have been hiding in the house under a bed or something. Like
You know,
Most of the time, I've never known any missing child. Even when the child just goes missing in the woods, I watched an umpteen million videos, and they make the mom stand outside with them. They won't let her go back in the house. So
you know,
why in the world was anybody allowed to go back in the house? They should never have been allowed back in the house. You should have never been allowed to walk in that house. No matter how you look at it, that's my biggest pet peeve out of every single thing that I heard from you.
I mean, I agree. I should not have been allowed to walk right in there. I mean, the fact is I left. I got that message at 7:20, and I got there at about 8:20, 8:30.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and we're talking about they called it what 6:30 ish. They called.
6:33. Yeah.
You know, so 6:30, 7:30, 8:30, 2 hours later, and they still don't have the scene locked down.
probably because they freaking went around the house and was looking in everything and under everything and in everything. I'm sure they can clear that house within 10, 15 minutes. Okay, yo, we're done. He's not here. He's not under the bed. He's not anywhere. Like,
And people could just walk in.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try not to get frustrated with this. But
You
it's
know,
gonna happen.
I will let the mods know that I don't care who's in chat. I really don't. If they're not staying on topic of Sebastian or speaking positive about Sebastian, that's when you kick them. I don't care what they say about me. Their kid's not missing, and I'm not really. I will see chat. Not really paying attention to it right now. I do know that there's a lot of prayers coming in, and I 100% appreciate that. Um, I appreciate everybody who's joining us. It's Yeah, it's just one of those. It's been a rough last 2.5 years. I mean,
That's just crazy though to think that it's been 2.5 years. About 2.5 years. Like and nothing. I don't I'm still just trying to wrap my mind around that.
my best friend is missing, and I know we're not supposed to be, friends with our kids, but
My rule.
Sebastian was like my best friend. I mean, he was my mini me. We played the same.
Yeah, but you had a good relationship, but you were a disciplinarian, so it's not like he got away with anything. I mean, you were crafting a
I
good
didn't
young
get away
man.
with anything. He ain't getting
So
away
don't,
with
don't
it.
yeah, yeah, well, I know, but you're like he's my best friend. But you also,
Oh, I
you
know.
know,
He was
taught
my
him how to
best
cook.
friend when it came down to the things that we do.
Right,
Playing
Oh my
video
god.
games, playing cards, playing D&D, going fishing, road trips. Like, he was my road dog. He was
right.
my son. He
Yeah,
was
my
always
son was my
down
my best friend when he
to
was
go
little.
do
We went
something
everywhere because his
fun.
dad was in the military, so
I
we
mean,
were
to
always
be
together all the
honest with
time.
you, he was a high functioning autistic boy, but many children don't learn how to swim. Your son was a very good swimmer. Has gone to the gun range with you. There's just a multitude of things that you guys have done together. I mean, he was a bright, smart young man, and I
You
think
know,
that needs to
I
be
have to interrupt you for a second.
Heck, my glasses.
Uh, I don't even like to say he was high functioning
I
because
honestly think Seth.
Sebastian functioned.
How do I want to put
right.
it? He
You know, a lot of
refuses to
people,
believe
and
that
I've seen
Sebastian
this, a
has
lot
any
of
type of
people use
autism.
high functioning as he's easy to deal with. Well, children are not easy to deal with. Most adults are not very easy to deal with either. But Sebastian was very gifted, in my opinion. I mean, he had a brain on top of them that shoulders that was still developing, still learning. You know, unfortunately, he had some he had some hurdles placed in front of him,
Mm,
and I
it just
particularly
breaks
think
my
he was
heart.
doing quite well with those hurdles, especially in today's society.
Yes, I don't care for for Seth at all, but I know he's hurting, and I can care about that part of him. Like I said earlier, if my son went missing, when this case actually happened, I told my now husband, I was like, if any of your kids go missing, you're gonna stay at home. I will go out and search in case I do stumble across them not alive anymore. He will not have to see that. And I told him, I was like, if my son ever goes missing, I hope you would, do that for me. Like, if it was my son, oh my god, I'd be like freaking going crazy. I'd be blowing up detectives' phones all the time. Anything new? Anything new? Anything new? I would. That's just how I am. I'm also really nosy. But it breaks my heart because I know he's hurting. I know he wants his son back. I get that and I understand that. I just don't care for his mouth and him running it about the mom and stepdad stuff.
Unfortunately, some of those hurdles should have never been put in front of him. But you know, I'm also seeing a lot in the news and stuff these days with children that just they're failing society
Real quick, the beep beep that you hear, that is my smartwatch. My husband just texted me.
because their parents failed them. And the last thing I wanted to do was fail my own son. He's my son. I don't want to fail him. I want to prepare him for the world, prepare him for everyday life and the fact that you don't get things your way. And as an adult, you know that you don't get things your
I I am really stuck on what I my theory of what I think happened to him. I'm stuck on he I don't I I don't know. I can't pinpoint what would have gotten him out of the house. You know what I mean, for him to go outside like that at night, but I'm stuck on he fell in a hole or he was in one of those caves that caved in, or I don't even know how I want to explain it. Or somebody, like I've heard this theory before, like because he was always on like Xbox or PlayStation or whatever the thing Seth has, and he was always just talking to people. And not a lot. I want to say some, but I feel like that's downplaying it. I'm just gonna go with some. Some autistic people, children, they trust. They trust way too much. And I'm just kinda wondering if somebody was like, "Hey, I got this game, can you meet me and I'll give it to you?" And he gave them Katie's address. And maybe they said, "Oh, hey, watch my car at, this time." And he'd be like, "Okay." And he left. But then I'm still like, it doesn't explain how he got out of the house. I think the front door was locked. I can't remember. But, like, Chris and Katie's room was right on the other side of that wall. So, like, I don't know, I'm just torn. I'm torn between what happened. Like, did he fall and get hurt and pass away, or did somebody actually take
Your way, and if you don't prepare your children to be disappointed in shit, then you're setting them up. Um, there's a lot. I mean, I just read an article earlier today about three teens tried to break into somebody's house and they're no longer breathing.
Ooh.
Their parents failed them. Their parents failed to express to them that, hey, you got to earn what you want. You can't just go take other people's stuff. And unfortunately, that doesn't work if you're not willing to teach your kids that you have to be willing to go out there and earn your way. You can't just go out there.
But this goes with him failing or parents failing. I've taught my son so many times, if there's a fire, if you can grab something, what do you grab? And he knows exactly what to grab. And then I'm like, "Well, what do you do if somebody breaks in?" "Open my window and jump out." Yeah. Yeah. His window doesn't have a screen on it for some reason. When I bought my house, it didn't have one and still hasn't had one because I'm just lazy. But he's got like a bay window in his room so he can just get up on his thing and ride out. But like I teach him like, hey, this is where this is at, this is where that's at, if you need to defend, which I hope he never has to because that's not his place in this family to defend the rest of us. It's myself and my husband's place to defend our children. But yeah, it's just all about teaching kids. Like for some reason, the last couple of years, we've been getting a lot of like tornado watches and warnings. It's weird. But like I've started teaching all of our kids, hey, if I yell tornado warning, get your shoes and get in the hallway. So that, you're always supposed to grab shoes for a tornado warning in case something happens to you, you have something on your feet. But like, I mean, they're to the point they're like boom, 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 doing it now.
And take what other people
Teach
have
them
gathered.
Minecraft.
We don't live in that type of
Gaming.
society, and that is not a very civilized.
Yeah, my stepkids play a lot of Roblox. I not show that. Yeah, I get it with the Minecraft. I totally get it.
Society, and unfortunately, some places. I'm not saying Florida, because alligators get their way, but and we all know Florida man, he'll wrestle that alligator for that McDonald's cheeseburger. So
Don't discredit our hogs.
Yes, fire safety teacher kids.
What?
Yep.
I said don't discredit the hogs. Not just.
Hey, I'm from Kansas. I know what a pig farm's used for. I mean, I know
have
where
certain
the.
things
I mean,
that
I don't know
disappeared out of
anything.
the house.
All my stuff disappeared on a
Oh.
boat wreck in the middle of the ocean where I never been.
Like the safe,
Um,
or one of the safes, I should say. I'm like,
It's,
you grab this one.
you
Don't worry
know,
about the other one. You grab this one.
just every day trying to
And
find
grab your little brother
something,
'cause he's cremated and on my
something that will.
in the living room. If not, don't worry about it.
There's just a lot of negativity. So finding that one little thing that'll make you smile, sometimes is the difference between having a good day and a bad day. You know.
Come on, let's start moving into other things.
I have a feeling
Steve.
that we are still far from finishing this trip. I do believe that my son is alive, and I'll fight anybody that wants to say otherwise until evidence is brought to me that states otherwise. I can't put that out there in the air more than enough.
I'm actually kind of worried about Seth's, like, his mental state. Um, Judy, I don't know if you noticed, like, how he was in the beginning, and then he started running his mouth about Chris and Katie, like, it was like he was having, like, I don't wanna say a mental breakdown, but, like, his mental state. And it's been about 2.5 years now. I'm worried he's giving himself false hope in case Sebastian is no longer with us. He's gonna be horribly devastated. Like, I don't know. I don't know when. I've never been put in this situation. I don't know when he needs to start coming to the realization that, hey, this could be a possibility that he's no longer with us.
That my son is alive, and that's it. My son is alive. He's just lost. He's lost because I personally believe somebody has placed him somewhere. And was done in the dark, because obviously this was done in the dark, will come to the light.
I think he's referencing because there was like an email exchange between him and Katie a year, I think, prior. I believe it was a year. About putting Sebastian in like a special school or something like that. And he said no. So let me see. He may not have the support he needs. No, he doesn't. He definitely doesn't. I believe like if he wouldn't have acted and said the things he did in the beginning about Chris and Katie, they all three would be supportive of each other. And he needs that. They're around Chris's family right now because I used to live in Clarksville. I know exactly that whole area. I know Hendersonville. I know it all. And it's not a forgiving terrain. I can tell you that right now. There's literally you go driving in the country on the back roads, and there's a fork, right or left, and then I shit you not, my husband at the time would not let me get out of the car. There was there was a vending machine in the middle of this fork, and it had electric. I wanted to see what I got out of this vending machine, but he wouldn't let me do it. That's like, yeah, that's how like it's all hills, it's rock everywhere, there's trees. It's it's just up and down, and if you're walking, it's not forgiving at all. His
And I'm hoping to be the person to shine the light on it, because I can't rely on Sumner County to find my son, which is why I continue to ask people to please send your tips and stuff in to the FBI. I communicate with the FBI.
And the FBI's been the only one willing to change out photos and update photos
On the flyers.
On the flyers.
Sumner County can say whatever they want. I mean, they already tried to sit there and say they're the reason the FBI put the $50,000 reward out there, but yet Sumner County and TBI won't even change the pictures on Sebastian's missing flyer, or talk about him, or hold a press conference, or any of that sort of stuff. They just, Sumner County and that other side of that family just seem to be all on not talking about my son. Like,
They are
we'll
too.
just sweep it underneath the carpet. Well,
No,
They
they're
didn't
not.
just stop talking. They removed flyers off their vehicle. They stopped posting on
We remove
social media.
no. Oh my god. You can't drive your vehicle with a flyer. A paper flyer stuck to your windshield. That's asking to get pulled over. That is not safe for any vehicles around you in case it hits them in the windshield and they go off road and hit somebody. I get flyers all the time on my car when I go to Walmart. I take them off. I look at them, read them, and then put them in my little cubby. Like, we're getting into it, Judy. We're getting into it, girl. And I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to keep myself filtered, but it's gonna be hard.
They stopped. They took off out of the freaking state. I mean,
Because
they went to Mississippi right afterwards. And what's funny about that is
people kept driving by their house. I can probably count about 6 YouTube creators that drove by Katie and Sebastian, or Katie and Chris's house, recording These people they were constantly under, I don't want to say supervision, but watch by people. They don't want that. They just want their stepson home.
You know that Mississippi does not have an extradition order for any other state on anything that is not a felony or above.
Mm.
When I heard that they went, and I knew that about Mississippi, I was like, that's suspect in itself. But
No, it's not suspect.
I
I'm
still hold
pretty
her responsible.
sure. I'm trying to think. I think Chris had his trailer right on the other, like right on the line, like on the other side of the line. I think it was in Mississippi, and he would drive up to go to work because he was working in Memphis at the children's hospital. He's a crane operator. So I mean, if it's cheap, go for it. Because like I said, I used to live there. I know how expensive shit is. It's ridiculous.
She was supposed to be taking care of our son.
What is that sound outside? It sounds like thunder.
I hope Chris right now is enjoying his time. It's summer, summer breaks going on.
Definitely
We're
not
gonna go down this avenue.
right here. When's Betty been ever?
I don't have my son for the summer.
Okay.
So why he's out there playing I'm a daddy with his daughter?
You jealous? Well, yeah, you're jealous because he gets to play dad with his daughter. That's his daughter. He can do whatever the hell he wants with her. I believe they went to Disney or something. Just because one child goes missing doesn't mean the whole world stops for the rest of the family. This girl is young. She's little. She probably doesn't understand or didn't understand at the time what happened to her stepbrother. Like, they can't. I mean, I know, like, Katie probably, Katie and Chris, they want it all to stop. So I can tell you when my husband died, I wanted the whole world to stop. But you can't. Life has to keep continuously going on. And they've got to keep some type of normalcy for this little girl. And if it's in his co-parenting agreement that he gets her during the summer, he gets her during the summer. He can't
I
just
feel
say
sorry
no.
for Faith.
I do too.
Oh,
I can agree with that.
Better. Nina, she's living in abject horror because her daughter is here in Tennessee.
Nina's experience with Chris, because I'm sure we all seen Nina's video, is going to be different from Katie's experience. I'm sure if Katie was going through the same stuff that Nina went through with Chris, she would have left because she left him. Like, it's everybody's experience with people is different. Or how do I want to put this? Your experience with me is going to be different from your experience with, let's say, Queen Bee. So it's different for everybody. Like,
I can't imagine being Nina. I will. Nina is absolutely a very, very brave woman. I would have to think that she's pretty stinking nauseous over all of this. Just to do a mic check, I know some people were saying my mic was up too loud. I realized there was multiple settings on my computer, and I know Seth said something about it when we came in. I told him to turn his volume down, but when I'm next to him, I was louder. But I've adjusted it as much as I can. I've taken everything down to 50%. At some point,
it's fine, Betty. I know you're loud.
I am loud. I'm louder than my bullhorn. I am literally bullhorn.
The only difference is your bullhorn is bejeweled, right, Sonia?
Yes, but I dropped it. My screen hit it. I didn't break it.
You don't have one of those lantern things.
It's not looking as snazzy as it once did.
Well, probably doesn't sound as snazzy anymore either. But
it sounds just fine. Are you kidding me? My bullhorn's going to be working until the day they put me in the ground, and it's going to sound just as snazzy as it did the day I got it. I'm just letting you know.
Well, hopefully we're not listening after you put yourself in the ground, because then that's
like, okay. So sidebar. So when I got this desktop, okay, it's been years since I've had a desktop. Like years as in when I used to get a call on my cell phone, the speakers that came with the desktop would do that weird sound. It's been that many years, right? So, you gotta buy speakers separate because you actually buy I bought the tower. I didn't buy it, my husband got it for me. Yay, he loves me. Um, he bought me the tower, the keyboard came with it, the mouse came with it. That's all that came in, and it was almost $1,000. It's a gaming computer for so I can stream. And then I bought this monitor, it's pretty. And then I'm like, "Oh, what the hell? There's no speakers." So I was gonna buy, like everything's pink. I love the pink color pink, right? And I'm like, "I gotta buy pink speakers." And he's like, "Well, I have this big speaker." And it's just like it's like a 9-inch long speaker. I mean, it's big. It's working for me. But the problem I'm having with this stream is that Seth is super low and Betty is really loud. So I'm constantly if you hear like sounds like this, that's me turning it down or turning it up. So, because I know my mic's gonna pick it up, so I'm like, but yeah, she's loud.
It's just weird. Like I don't believe they
Well,
carry
it has been a weird kind of
Big old mouth anyway.
several years. I mean,
Did you ever think that we'd be here?
no.
I was
I
hoping
was
it would never go this wrong.
hopeful that we would have knowledge of what happened to your son a long time ago, but when you look back on the case, you kind of see where there was a lot of balls dropped at the beginning in the
No,
investigation.
there
And I
wasn't.
kind of speak about that quite often when I refer to the Nancy Guthrie case because of the simple fact that, we should be so much further than we were in the 1990s when we were taking care of John Benet Ramsey. They had
I
people in
was
that
alive
house
for
during
that. I
John Benet
remember.
Ramsey, and that changed, protocols or for law enforcement across this country during the John Benet Ramsey case. And it just is so blessed frustrating that we have a situation where it seems like the um, the policies that created the problems in the John Benet Ramsey case are here. If they wouldn't have allowed the family and the friends to gather in the home, would they have
Mm. Betty, let's go over this again. They probably thought Sebastian what is that thundering noise? What is that sound? I keep hearing I just checked the radar, there's nothing. There's nothing above me. Anyways, Betty, they probably thought Sebastian was hiding. So that's probably why they let people in, not actually realizing at the time that he was missing from the property. Oh, and let's not forget, there was no balls dropped. It was your circus that came to town. That your circus and I should say other people's doing what they did to have Chris and Katie leave the state. And then Chris, sorry, Chris. And then Seth's mouth running. Like, what the fuck is this? Dude, you can't grow a beard. What is that? You have a patch or you like it's patchy. Sorry. Okay. Okay.
been able
I'll stop.
to keep the contamination down? They cross contaminated the crime scene so blessed much that I think that we are here all these decades later because of the initial investigation. And I feel like that was a critical mistake that they did. And I don't think that they ever did forensics like they should have done at the beginning. I feel like they gave way too
They
much
did
time to
do
clean things up. And we still don't even know to the level of forensics that they did, because when you look at what Hawkins County Sheriff, going out, Sheriff Ronnie Lawson had just recently said about Don and Candace Wells all these years, we thought that they did an interrogation with them or
I don't know a whole lot about Summer Wells case. I know what people have said. I have my own opinion and I'm not gonna say it. But I don't really know too much of that, so I'm not gonna really touch on the Summer Wells case.
had them on the record for something. And then we find out just here.
I think they did the luminol in Sebastian's house because Katie did say they did do it. It was either Katie or Chris. They said they did do that precaution to see if he was inside the house. and nothing showed up.
Here on the 5-year anniversary, that the law enforcement never even got an opportunity to really talk to them. And it's like, all these years we thought that they were interrogated. We thought that they did, forensics and pulled their cars and did forensic testing of their cars. They didn't do squat. And I
I don't
bet you
know.
when
I don't
push
know.
comes to shove,
I don't know what was done and what not was done in the Summer Wells case. And me, I'm not believing Betty. I don't believe her at all. So, do your own research on the Summer Wells case. That is a huge rabbit hole that you're going to go down.
I have a funny feeling we're going to find out that we might find that those same elements happened in your son's case as well.
Well, I'll tell you right now that the only thing that they did with the vehicles, and they didn't even do it with mine, but from my understanding, what they did with just his mother's is they took a dog in there.
That's not good enough, because there was enough people that weren't screwed.
I'm trying to remember, because I know Katie ended up getting a new vehicle. I don't remember if she said if they did anything to her vehicle. I think they searched it. I'm assuming they would. But I don't remember if they did anything other than what Seth is saying.
Scrutiny, especially on Kathy Bauer's socks, because multiple people had thought that they saw her up at, sitting on the side of the road.
Oh, one of the 4 that have an RO against you, or a protection, or whatever the hell it is, that you're not supposed to contact them. That Kathy Bauer sucks. Okay.
Separate people that had no
relationship with one another. That something happened that morning. We don't know to what. I mean, we could speculate, but at the bottom line is that something is not right. There was some type of exchange, because at the end of the day, we know what direction Miss Proudfoot was going during that morning. And to explain it, she said she was going up to the school at 6:30 in the morning, but never got out to check the school.
What are you talking about Katie's car, if they did anything?
I don't know.
Never rolled down windows. Never even was looking. Believe me, I spoke with the principal.
Yeah.
They watched the video footage before Sumner County took it. And the principal told me, he was like, we zoomed in and watched her come onto the property. And all she did was come in, drive right by the front of the building, and then leave. And they were like, we zoomed in, and the window.
Okay. Anybody who has children in school knows. Okay, well, yeah, for my son and my stepkids. Their schools, they're not allowed in the building till 7:45. That's when the doors can become unlocked. This was around, 6:30 in the morning? The doors are going to be locked. Katie knows this. Every parent knows this, what time the doors get unlocked. She doesn't have to look inside the school. I'm assuming if Sebastian showed up there, a janitor, the principal, a teacher that's there, somebody from the cafeteria, a cafeteria worker, they would have been like, yo, let's call your parents. And Katie would have got the call, or Seth would have got the call. Like, she didn't have to look, because she already knew the damn doors were freaking locked. Yeah, about the car. Yeah, I don't know too much about that.
Those were rolled up, and she wasn't even looking left or right.
Is it possible she didn't think he really ran away, that he was just somewhere in the house?
Is it possible she knows that he didn't fucking run away?
Oh, okay, we're going to back up here, because I paused that during that. You're driving. You pull into the school. You can automatically, I'm assuming you can automatically see the front doors, the main doors. Everybody goes in the mornings. You can see there's nobody standing out there. Like, oh, hold on. Let me back this up a little bit, because he gets pissy. Okay.
Pulled up, and she wasn't even looking left or right.
Is it possible she didn't think he really ran away, that he was just somewhere in the house?
Is it possible she knows that he didn't fucking run away?
Oh, that too.
You don't look for something when you know where it's at. You don't look for your keys when you're going to leave if you know where they're at.
Let's wind down a little bit. We weren't going to go down this road.
See, Betty?
Take a breath.
We're going to go down this road. You don't look for something that you know where it's at. Technically, you can do that to cover something up. I'm not saying Katie did anything, or we all know Chris wasn't there and Seth was at work, but you can possibly do that. So your phone is tracking you. Because I have my Google history on. It shows where every single place I go. So you can do that to like be like, yeah, look, see, I went looking for my son. Here's my tracking history on my phone.
Take a breath.
You know, of all things, Tony was like, he was like, you have every right to be angry
He
You
does.
do.
He does have
and
every right
pissed
to be.
off because it's your son.
Yes, because it is his son. Katie has every
But the
right.
fact is she's still responsible. He was under her roof. If something happened to him while he was under my roof, then I would be responsible.
But this isn't the first thing that detrimentally changed your son's course since he's been with Katie. So
And
it
there's another
seems
stab
like
at Katie.
Yeah, all the shit that I got for that, for telling people, but it was to let people know that, hey, shit has happened underneath her roof to my son.
and it's happened again. This time
The shit that's happened underneath your roof to
a
your
much longer sentence so far.
You know, I just every day I pray that God has his angels looking out for my son, keeping him safe. I just I want him home. I want him safe. I want him home. I want to hug him and never let him go. It's like what I just want my son.
He's not a possession. I just want our son. Our. That's just a therapist once told me that when you use the term my son, I want my son home, that's you taking possession and not sharing them. So, for anybody who's dealing with court issues in a court battle, do not say my, say our son. You have to say ours. It's like a whole thing. So, it's just like Seth. Seth looks at Sebastian as 100% his, and Katie was just the sperm or the egg donor. It's supposed to be our son, Seth, not my son.
You need to take a break.
Just need to breathe. I'm out of coffee.
No. If you want me to, I'll go through some.
No, let's go ahead. I know you pulled up Sebastian's Law.
I did.
I don't know if
I know that you don't use StreamYard anymore,
But he-
but
that yet or not.
you can share stuff to StreamYard
I know I
on
think
here,
she
can't
was
you? Or not?
maybe gonna
Can.
do it. Let me look.
Let me see what I can do behind the scenes here.
You want me to hit the remove button?
No, you just need to add that.
There's a really big lag between
Two
StreamYard and YouTube.
Most likely, yep. But do you see it down there at the bottom? Look down at the bottom of StreamYard. Next to my face. There you go. There you go. Let me see if I can just screw this over. There you go.
I can't make it any bigger.
I don't think I can make it bigger.
That's about as big. I mean, I can zoom in if you want.
You have to pretty much do whatever the cops tell you.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
And keep your mouth
child
shut.
never goes missing, and you never have to deal with anything of that sort. But if your child does go missing, I pray that the police department is 100% on trying to find your child.
If your child ever goes missing, do not run to YouTube. Do not run to any social media. Well, yeah, I mean, Facebook or whatever, and post a picture like, "Hey, my son or my daughter, da da da, has been missing since da-da, last seen in this area wearing this clothes, give the description, last seen in the area, and ask for shared. Don't run to social media and start blabbing all the details. Don't run to social media and start bashing the other parent. Don't do that because then you're gonna end up in the same situation that
because Sumner County hasn't. And part of what I put into this was taking and giving the parents the authority to pull it from the police department that's not doing anything and giving it to a higher department, mainly the FBI. In this, right, in Sebastian's law, I've actually
Because currently it's basically law enforcement and the DA have to agree for the FBI to step in. Is that accurate?
um Sumner County says that they have no authority to give it to the FBI. That's what they've told me.
Who does?
Nobody. In
I
fact,
disagree with
what
that.
was
I mean,
told
this
to
is a
me,
child. This is a child. Jennifer Coffindaffer.
they can't give it to him for one. They don't even know if Sebastian has crossed state lines. They don't know if it's a parental kidnapping kind of thing. I'm trying to think of it's state lines. I want to say parental kidnapping, but I think that's wrong. There's another stipulation in there too, but like if Sebastian doesn't meet the full requirements for the Amber Alert, they won't get involved. And I don't think he did. I'm pretty sure he didn't meet the requirements for the Amber Alert, or that it was delayed. One of the two. I can't remember. That happened in a case. I think it was. I think his was. I think Sebastian's was delayed.
oh
Put
God,
a statement on her page when it with relation to Nancy Guthrie, and she said that the FBI has a law that allows them to step in and supersede local law enforcement with relation to kidnapped persons that last over 24 hours because they can presume that they went over state lines. And I remember asking, can this also be used in the Sebastian Rogers case? And I don't recall whether or not I received an answer for that, but I do recall something to that effect, where FBI could step in under the premise that a person, specifically a child, I mean, a child
I
who I
hope
would
they
think would
do.
supersede an
Like
adult
you, Judy.
in this matter. And if certainly if they can say that a person that's been missing for more than 24 hours is presumed over state lines, certainly they can use it in your son's case as well to
I'm gonna
step
Google
in
it.
and maybe take
I
hold
don't.
of this
Like I said, I
case.
don't trust that anymore.
So maybe we need to start looking at some legal avenues, um, to search, to force the hand, maybe, or give the FBI an opportunity to take over.
Okay. Hold on. Let me share this real quick. Okay, Googled it. The FBI can step in immediately to assist with a missing child case. As there is no 24-hour waiting period, the FBI is authorized to assist local law enforcement for any missing child under the age of 18. And they often become involved instantly when a child is feared kidnapped or in danger. Key criteria for immediate involvement for 2026. Tender years, whatever doctrine. I think that's it. The FBI typically initiates a kidnapping investigation immediately for children 12 or younger, regardless of whether there is evidence of interstate see. No mandatory wait time, no interstate requirement. While federal jurisdiction often relies on crossing state lines, the FBI will assist in cases where a child is missing locally under mysterious circumstances, which that's what Sebastian is. It's mysterious and situation, whatever, circumstance, whatever. Y'all can read. Indicating a potential abduction or danger. Huh. Let me see. The card team. The FBI can deploy special teams to assist local police on site within hours of a case, or if a case meets specific critically missing criteria. Steps to take, report immediately. We already know that. Scenarios with by step in. Okay, scenarios where they can step in. Any suspected kidnapping, including by a non-custodial parent, especially if interstate or international boundaries are crossed, endangering missing. When a child's safety is in immediate danger, such as a child with a medical condition or in a high-risk situation. I don't really think he had any, like, medical conditions, like, where he needed medication every day kind of thing, like, that oh, no, he did take medication every day. How do I wanna put this? Life-threatening. Unknown circumstances. If a child disappears mysteriously and local resources are insufficient, the FBI provides investigative, technical, and forensic support. There we have it. We have it. So the FBI can step in right now. 100% can step in right now.
The case.
You know, it's like it's like I tell everybody that the FBI is assisted, as in Sumner County has lead on the case,
And
and if
people don't understand that.
they ask the FBI for help, then the FBI assists them with whatever they are wanting help with. But the FBI doesn't have jurisdiction over the case.
Yes,
There's
they
no
do.
evidence or
Read
proof
it.
that Sebastian is outside of Tennessee. And Sumner County, one of the things that came across that I found is that, and we're not
Does
going to even
autism
get on the
as a
coffin
medical thing?
laughing person,
Right.
because that individual gave
Seems like
me,
you're so endearing.
if
Oh,
you knew
yeah.
the lies that she told me,
I was just thinking back with the autism counting thing. Do you remember that little girl? She was I think she was blonde. They found her in, like, I kinda wanna say a swampy area. She was literally standing on a log. I believe she had autism. I do know kids with autism, they are more hands-on, go, 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 go right now kind of thing.
and Tony,
Well, let's not get into all of that right tonight.
Okay. Alright.
you
But
know,
just go on ahead. I was just talking about a specific law she had posted about. I'm actually looking for it right now. I remember seeing it like a week ago. So while you're talking, I'm gonna try to find it. So maybe it's something that you. Oh, I see Jilly Bean in here.
Well, then, with autism counting, why why was the FBI not stepped in right away within I would give it, like, an hour, and then I'd be like, "Yo, FBI, we need your help. He is not here at the house. We searched everything." Wait, did it say under 12? Wait, hold on. Let me relook let me go back and relook at this. What was the ages? Um, the FBI typically prioritize immediate independent investigations for missing children of tender years, generally defined as age 12 or younger. Oh, 18 and under for any child under 18 missing under suspicious or unknown circumstances, the FBI can step in as assisting agency to Okay, so Seth is right. So he was what? He's my son's age. So he's what, 15 when he went missing? So they can step in, they can assist. They are drawn to Yep, yes, they are. Yeah, they are.
Something that we might want to talk about in the future, or look at in the future. Anyways, go ahead.
I mean, but with
18 and yes,
Sebastian's
they yes,
law, it
18 and under.
literally sits there.
They can assist
It
because Sebastian was not hold on, let me look real quick. Because he was not 12 or younger. If he would've been 12, they would've been like, "Boom, we're here."
The main thing
They
about
would've
Sebastian's
completely
law
taken
is restructuring
Okay, well, he's
CPS
still
and
not
DCS
within the 12
and
or
giving them
younger
a
age.
federal database. Because too many times abusive parents towards children will have CPS called on them, and then they'll move to another state, and those CPS cases don't follow them because they're state regulated and ran, and the states it's like politicians don't communicate with each other. State organizations do not communicate with each other. You literally have to have an attorney that is licensed in both states.
Okay, I do agree with the CPS reports following the person from state to state. I do believe that all of that should be linked together. All states should be linked together. So, like, if I have a CPS report here in my state and I move to, I don't know, California, and I get another CPS call there, they can see that I've had one in my home state. You know what I mean? Like, they all should connect.
In order to actually get two state agencies to communicate with each other. If that's not ass backwards, I don't know what isn't. And literally, Sebastian's law is to put a federal database so that way states don't have to communicate with each other. They just pull up the child's name.
Yeah, I do
When
believe
you
that
pull
that
up the
should be
child's
linked.
name, it pulls up any report to do with that child and any other child that was in that residence, no matter where they lived, whether it was in Wyoming, Washington, California, Georgia, Tennessee, Ohio, any of it, you know, child's name, social security number, pull it all together and be done with it. So that way abusive parents can't run and hide from, the consequences of their bad behavior. That's the main part of it. The other part is to have the parents, when a missing child case, to give the parents the authority to be like, listen, you're not finding my son and you're not showing me anything that states that you are still working on it. And I can petition the FBI to take over the case with it, and I even set stipulations in there, 30 days, no movement. I can petition the FBI. The FBI can come in and go over the law enforcement agency and be like, well, if this is what you've been doing and we don't see that you're moving along, then yes, you have to give us the case. Or if they come in and they start looking at the case and they're like, well, you did this wrong, you did this wrong, you did this wrong, they can hold those people in that department responsible for what's going on with the case, with the child, and with the parents. Because the one thing that I feel like in this is I'm I'm a little paper boat in the ocean and I'm being thrown around by law enforcement agencies and corruptness and
It's always corruptness with these people. Everywhere they go, it's corrupt.
and I don't live there. That's the worst part is I don't live there, so I really have no say in what's going on in that county.
So the law that she referred to was Lindbergh law. It is 18 U.S.
Yeah, so when Sebastian went missing, it got me thinking, like, I wanted to know how many kids were missing in the state that I live in. It was 648 kids. I was like, holy crap. Now, I purposely said it for kids. And I was like, oh my God. So many missing. And like, I don't want to say it yet. But Seth needs to realize, like, I can probably look it up right now. How many kids? Yeah, you know what? Let's just look it up right now. Let's just look it up and see how many kids are missing out of the state of Tennessee. How many kids are missing from Tennessee? As of mid 2026, there are over 70 to 100 plus active long-term missing child cases in Tennessee. With high volumes of daily short-term runaway cases, the data indicates that 5 to 600 children are reported missing each month. Oh my God, in Tennessee. While most are found quickly, many remain missing for extended periods, particularly in the West Tennessee slash Shelby County area. Damn. Wow.
See section
Holy crap.
1201 and the federal code. It says is Lindbergh Law is a federal statute in the United States that makes kidnapping a federal offense if the victim is transported across state lines.
Here, so I did my state. Based on 2026 report covering 2025 data from the blank Attorney General, I don't want to say what state I'm in, there were 15,367 children reported missing in this state, with a vast majority, 97.8%, recovered, which was 15,024, safely by the end of the year. Oh, well, shit, my state's on it. Runaway cases, 7,656. Active cases, over 300 children were still missing, with some reports noting over 800 active cases in the system. Fatalities, 6 children, 6 were found deceased in my state.
Lines or in international borders, or if acts take place within special maritime, territorial, blah, 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 blah. According to, Jennifer, she says, due to Section 1, subsection B says that after 24 hours, there is presumption that the kidnapping crossed state lines, squarely giving the FBI jurisdiction. So that's under that's under subsection B. She also has two, if the offense uses any means, facility, or instrumentality of interstate commencement to commit or further the crime, it falls within federal jurisdiction. So, I'm wondering if there is some way to give them.
Okay, so Judy, your comment got me looking. Yes, this is only one state. So I googled how many kids are missing from the USA. Okay, so approximately 460,000 children are reported missing annually in the United States, according to an estimate from the FBI and the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children as of 2026. While a vast majority, over 97%, are resolved safely and quickly, a small percentage of the cases remain open. Okay, daily statistics. This is for the United States of America. Okay, more than 2,100 children go missing every day in the United States. Case type: the overwhelming majority, over 90% of missing child reports, are for runaway youth, though many of these are at risk of exploitation or trafficking. You got to think, if they're going to run away, they run away, and they need money, they're going to be doing something. Okay? Stranger abductions in the U.S. These are rare, accounting for less than 1% of all missing cases. So we could probably take the 1% and type, did Sebastian go with somebody that he knew? Recovery rates reported that 91% of children reported missing to them in 2024 were recovered active cases. The thing for missing and endangered children center thing currently manages over 3,000 active long-term missing cases. See, critical information: immediate danger. Runaway children are highly vulnerable. With that Center for Missing Children estimating that 1 in 6 runaways become a victim of sex trafficking. Dang, I don't know if I can say this. That's crazy.
Authority under this Lindbergh Law, if true, if subsection B. Let me look at subsection B. Let me look at the law itself.
I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna go take a potty break.
Subsection B.
Okay, I'm back. I got a snack too. Oh, is it paused? What the heck? Did it start over?
Looks
What the hell? Where?
Much further than we were in the 1990s when we were taking care of John Benet Ramsey.
Okay, we're far ahead.
it pulls up.
Is
We're just gonna
Lindbergh
skip through this friggin' because
They were there.
enforcement community?
Okay. Sorry about that.
It that told me,
That's insane. I've never heard that before.
it kind of told me,
Because I thought they did do geofencing. I thought the CART team was there. I could have sworn I read that the FBI CART team was involved.
I never saw where the card team was there. I do know that Sumner County did geofencing.
Hmm.
That they were the ones that did geofencing, and then Detective Davis, who is retired, by the way. Everybody that was working
That
on
doesn't
this at the
surprise me.
I know,
beginning
it's retired.
Does not
has
surprise me at
retired.
all.
I think there was some type of conspiracy behind the scenes that I think when under scrutiny would not survive. I don't know. There just seems you're right. There was
But I will,
See, took my grandmother. Pop up. There we go. Took my grandmother years of writing to legislators to get handicap parking in my state. It is mandatory now that they have to have it. So your grandmother could have played a part in why all states and every business has to have handicap parking. So be proud of that.
slew of people that
I never once met any of the FBI agents there. And remember, I was there Monday, Tuesday,
every
and
day.
Wednesday. I never met a single FBI agent.
Makes you wonder if they even are we sure they called them in?
I'm speaking with the FBI.
But I know, but it's different than calling them in those first few days versus
Seth, just because you're speaking with FBI doesn't mean they're actually telling you everything. They do know how you like to run your mouth. They probably feel that you cannot keep things secret.
speaking to them
TBI in Sumner County.
Oh shit. And TBI sucks. I'm sorry. TBI sucks. I haven't found them useful in one freaking Tennessee case yet. I mean, they find people that are easy to find, but they give up so easy when the anyways, I don't even
No, they
want to
don't.
I don't
They
even
don't
want to
give
I
up.
don't even want to.
They just have new cases that come
I mean,
across their desk.
TBI won't communicate with me either.
I don't like TBI.
I've called. I've left the messages. I got a response back from, my liaison officer, his boss, and once, and that was it. That was it. It's
No wonder, and you kept hearing Craddock saying we're doing everything that the professionals told us to do. It's like, well, that's you ain't calling the professionals, you're calling the state of Tennessee. The state of Tennessee has mismanaged funds for years. I'm very familiar with the fact that they tax their people out.
Okay. The funds that come into Tennessee literally have nothing to do with Sebastian going missing. I mean, they could, but it doesn't. Sebastian's not the only one that's missing in the state of Tennessee, and Benny's just pissy because she got arrested, and Seth is pissy because he runs his mouth and they're not telling him anything because he can't keep his mouth shut. I'm sorry, but that's the truth.
Out the wazoo, and then they don't give them services. Guys, I just want to let you know, maybe a lot of people out there don't know this, but in Tennessee, they lock their sheriff's departments and police departments.
No, they don't.
There are safe spaces and safe places here in Manatee County. So if you,
I'm trying to think because I live in Clarksville. I don't think I ever went to the police station. I can't remember. I don't know, but here in my little small community, the sheriff's department, I've been there a couple times, but not for what you think it is, background check stuff for work and stuff. We have to hit a button for the sheriff's department to get buzzed in, there's like a camera looking at you, and as soon as they see you, they're like, "Bzz," and open the door. The actual town cop, I've never been to that. So I don't know if they gotta get buzzed in. I can't remember. I don't think I've ever been to Clarksville's police department. I don't think I have, but I know like in like Nashville and stuff, they're locked. They are locked.
What the hell is up with what this locking of sheriff's departments and stuff
You
like
know,
that?
It's called for
I'll tell you right now,
protection.
it's the same thing in Oklahoma, in Kansas,
I don't think so. I
California.
know it's North
No,
Carolina.
no. When you go to a police station or a sheriff's office,
That's
you
insanity.
can walk right in,
Oh,
and
you
there's a
can.
waiting room, and there's a
Yeah,
waiting. I mean, there's a waiting room,
exactly.
and there's somebody behind the window. Here, no.
They
Now,
lock.
now, I will tell you here in Montgomery County that if you go to the sheriff's office, you can walk right in.
I'm
Okay.
not down like that.
But I know in Sunday,
But so yeah, that wouldn't surprise me from Montgomery County because I used to live there. But I'm guessing they don't lock them. But I don't know why they don't because there's a lot of weird ass people there.
County, you got to get access. Someone has you have to ring
Yeah.
the bell and wait for somebody who
Tell them what the sheriff did when you were there. Tell them what the sheriff did when you were there.
which time the fact that I
No,
ring
just about every time. The same, you know what? The same thing he did to me when I was there. Please tell him.
go ahead.
Arrested you?
Snuck in. Scared, had to sneak in. Was so scared to even stop and talk. This is the father of a missing.
Because I would sneak in too because I wouldn't want to deal with you or Seth. The amount of running your mouths, the amount of protesting that you have done in front of the sheriff's department, the restraining orders, ROs that 4 people have on Betty. Yeah, no, I wouldn't want to deal with that either. I'm sorry, but I wouldn't.
Child in his community, and this
Clarksville PD is pretty cool, though.
sheriff, he's outside of just wanting to find out what's going on in his son's case, and Sheriff Craddock sneaks in and doesn't want to talk to him. Scared of a child's father, a missing child's father.
He's
What
not
kind of
scared of
sheriff
him.
does that?
He just doesn't want to deal with the bullshit.
Nobody should be scared of me unless you got something to hide or you're not doing it.
Amen. He did the same thing when I was out there. Didn't scare. It's like if I look at him, he's scared he's going to turn into a pumpkin or something.
I mean, it's like when I was doing that week that I was out there pretty much by myself until some people started to show up. On the third day, as soon as I came in, they literally him and Detective Carter walked right out the door, jumped in a car, and left before I could start.
Are okay?
Yeah.
Before I could even get my speaker out of the truck.
Scared.
They were gone. And
That's
then
cowards.
I know that at one point in time, he left out through the jail entrance, which is on the other side, so that he wouldn't be anywhere near me, so that he could come back in
That's how they do
and
it.
not be caught by me out there.
Okay, sorry. I was eating some celery with like vegetable dip. So, Fort Campbell Base is hold on, is on the Kentucky side, and then if you actually look at it above, it looks like a kidney or like a kidney bean, and it comes down into Tennessee into Montgomery County. My late husband was in the military. That's where he was stationed at. So we lived on the Tennessee side, but I forgot what I was going to say now. The amount of people that Clarksville has is ridiculous. We live kind of closer up to the Kentucky line, but if we wanted to go to Walmart wasn't too far from us, we would just go on to Fort Campbell Boulevard Walmart. But if we wanted to go to the other one, which was better, which was off of exit 4, that's on, I can't even remember the name of it. So I know we have to get on 101 and then get off and get on to another road. I can't think. That would take us like a good 15-minute drive. And 101 it has a couple stoplights, or had. It's been, I'm back here in 2017. but has a couple stoplights. What do you want? Oh, my son's here. Um, he can tell you too about 101st about the people. Like I said, it has a couple stoplights, and you would literally look into people's cars and see them either putting on makeup, eating food, which we all do that, or reading a Kindle.
Oh, I haven't heard one of those in a while.
But do you remember that?
No.
When we used to go down to that one Walmart far from the house in Tennessee. We would always look into people's cars to see what they were doing. You remember that?
No. I haven't heard about Kindle for a while.
Oh, okay. But yeah, it's totally forgot my point.
Unbelievable.
I mean,
Absolutely
Oh, but I did see a comment in here that said Clarksville PD is pretty awesome. They are. Somebody had hit me and my son. And the way we're coming from Walmart, and the way it's set up is, you drive to the parking lot or drive through the parking lot like you're going back out onto the main road. And then there's like another road, and then in front of that there I remember Taco Bell being there on the corner, and there's a couple other things I don't remember. So we would drive through the parking lot, make a right onto this road. Taco Bell's on my left, okay? Um, and we would come up to where you come in and out of Walmart. Okay, I was making a left, and some girl was coming out of that road. I had came up to the side. She didn't even see me, and she hit me so hard. Hit me behind, okay, so it would've been between me and my driver's tire. And I shit you not, I had a 2009 Dodge Dinosaur, right? This thing was a tank. She hit me, and my whole left side of my SUV lifted up and then came back down. I was in pain. I got whiplash really bad. My son didn't because he was too busy playing with his phone. He was doing something in the car in the back. He didn't know what was going on. And she's like, "Hey, let's go and let's move our cars over to this parking lot and we'll exchange information." I'm like, "Okay." Nope, the bitch took off. Took off. I got her license plate though, and I called the cop. So the cop came and he's like, "Ma'am," he's like, do you need an ambulance?" I'm like, "No, I'll be sore tomorrow, but I'm fine." So I gave him my statement and everything about her.
Unbelievable.
They are the Clarksville
Unbelievable.
PD they're pretty cool.
I feel sorry for. I mean, look at all the stuff that's been coming out of Sumner County. I mean, look at all the stuff. TBI raids Millersville while they're trying to shut down, human trafficking and kid trafficking.
Mm-hmm.
And I was reading the comments from News Channel. What was it? 4 or Lady Freedom posted it the other day. And it's like I was reading all the comments on that. Yeah, he was doing this, doing that. And that was a year ago. And now the fact is that they arrested somebody for abusing children since 1987.
Mm-hmm.
I was 7 and this guy was abusing children my age. And they bonded him out.
I don't know.
What are they going to do? Slap him on the hand? Bad. Don't
makes
touch
you
the
sick.
kid.
Makes you sick. What's going on in this country right now?
Wood chippers. Wood chippers.
Let's.
Why not?
Hyperbole, I get it. Satire, frustration, venting.
No,
I get it. I'm disclaimer, and I don't care if you're serious. I'm gonna put the damn disclaimer on here.
Firing line. Tennessee needs to update their laws. I mean,
yes, they do, and we've been working on it. And for 5 years, we got them to move
more than than Tennessee's protecting the children.
Tennessee sucks for child protection. Tennessee, obviously, there's a lot of deranged backwoods
protecting children. There was a little boy. I think he was 4. He went missing. It was during winter. We had a really bad cold snap down there. It was really bad, snow on the ground and everything. and all he had on, I believe, was his zip up jammies, with the feetsies and stuff. Is your house freezing yet? Why would she text me that? Um, he went missing. It was like an hour or two away from Clarksville. I wanted to go search for this little boy so bad, but they were calling off searches for at like a certain time at night because for one, it gets dark, and two, like I've said, that the back area, the back roads or back hills, whatever you want to call them, of Tennessee, are not forgiving at all. They did end up finding him, and he was passed away. But they found him, I think, within 2 or 3 days. Like, oh, this little boy, poor little boy.
People that believe children are play toys in Tennessee, and it seems like a lot of politicians support that because I don't understand why when we expect them to step up and have a child law, they give us a child law that R-ing a 4-year-old could potentially be a DP case. But if it's a 5-year-old, well, you guys just got it off by the skin of your teeth.
No, they don't.
It's just disgusting laws that they don't even think through. Like up to 4 years old? What? It should be 12. It's just sick. I can't with Tennessee. Don't get me on Tennessee. I could go. I will hijack your show. I will hijack your show and club the entire state of that.
She's at her friends right now.
Did you say club? Because when you said that, I was thinking of baby sins.
Why would he make that comment? I know that's how you. I know that's. Well, I don't want to say that's how you do it, but that's how they used to do it. They used to club baby seals to unalive them. Why would you say that on a stream about your son? Like you can't just shut up with the rude comments, the perverted comments. You can't just have a normal stream, can you?
How dare you?
Club. I could club them over the head.
With the baby seal?
No, with the the Bam Bam. Like I think of Flintstone.
Bam Bam.
The wooden, the big, it's like a big wooden,
Captain Caveman.
There's something like that.
Just beat him over the head with a big stick.
Yeah.
What was it? Speak softly and carry a big stick.
Something like that. Something like that.
It's just. It's frustrating.
Yeah. I agree. And I don't know what the solutions. I mean, we've done a lot for your son's case. We really have. And it's like nothing's moving the needle and nothing's getting anybody off their butt to look for him. Nothing.
Still dessert.
When it comes to if people haven't been following this case, I don't think they realize how shortchanged Sebastian did. I mean, this is a child that went inside a home and never walked out, and the law enforcement searched for him for 7 days and 8 days maybe at the max, and then that was it. They never looked at additional search areas. They never. I mean, it was piss poor. I mean, we're frustrated with Nancy Guthrie case right now. I mean, this was horrible to that case. I mean, you compare this case. I mean, they did a piss poor job at there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I was a stay-at-home mom. I hated letting anybody watch my son. Oh, okay. Her text message just popped up on my computer. I hated people watching my son. Like, it was hard. It was even hard for family to watch him, but I get what you're saying. He's not. He's not. He's frustrated. I get it. He's frustrated. He's upset. He wants his son home. We all want Sebastian home. We want all the kids to come home. But he's got to understand and realize that Sebastian's not the only one missing. He's not the only child.
The corruption, the media, like everything is so, like the media is just as corrupted because they're keeping they're not telling the true story out there. they're not holding the law enforcement accountable to you or this case. They've allowed it just to go to the wayside. Everybody has.
You know, what gets me is that in a case where you have no, and this is me going back to, because it's been a while since I spoke to Sumner County, because Sumner County won't speak to me
All the times my stepdaughter
because
asked
I demand answers and
You
I
got
get
the sheriff sneaking into work in the morning when you're standing out front of the office. I mean, if that tells you everything you need to know.
But what I look at is the fact that know that they're following all credible leads. And when I asked them, what do you classify as a credible lead?
Bingo.
Because if you have no clue of where my son is, then every lead should be followed as a credible lead until you've been down the rabbit hole and found that it wasn't.
Exactly. Ding, 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 ding.
When At Night took that video footage that Sumner County thought that they were the only ones that had of Texas Roadhouse, understand that was actually, that's the only video footage that was saved. And I was told by Detective Carter that I should appreciate the fact that video footage was saved by them. I'm like, well, if that's the video footage that was saved, why wasn't there more video footage?
Oh, and never mind about the green hoodie guy that turned into be a green hoodie gal that came in contact with your.
They don't have to tell the parents literally anything. They don't. They're not, and if they do, they're not gonna tell them everything because of how people like Seth. They go out there and just tell everybody everything.
Your ex-wife and your son, yet they never even spoke to them. It took everybody reaching out to them saying, who is this person, before they tracked the person down to interview them. And if they truly did, if they.
And of course, I got the brunt end of that too, because Detective Carter was upset that he had to spend overtime hours to track this person down.
Oh my gosh.
They all get overtime all the time.
Sorry for making the officer actually do his blessed job.
So sorry that my son is not, that you're complaining to me. My son took overtime hours.
Every case, literally.
There was no sense of urgency. There still is no sense of urgency.
Nope.
Credible tips. Credible tips.
How much more do we got to go? Oh, Jesus.
Every tip I get is a credible tip. That's why I put another 100,000 miles on my truck. Because every tip is a credible tip to me.
Yeah.
Because my son could be at the end of that.
That's true. That is true.
Why is it that I feel that I'm the only one that has an urgency about trying to find my son? And the people that are supposed to be the ones trying to find him.
The only people that have authorization to find him. Authority, everything. What? And they ain't doing squat.
What did she just say?
Credible tips.
Hold on.
Credible tips. Every tip I get is a credible tip.
I'm back a little too far. Sorry.
That's why I put another 100,000 miles on my truck. Because every tip is a credible tip to me.
Yeah.
Because my son could be at the end of that. Why is it that I feel that I'm the only one that has an urgency about trying to find my son? And the people that are supposed to be the ones trying to find him.
The only people that have authorization to find him.
Oh, okay.
Authority, everything. And they
everybody has authorization to find him. If you walk, hold on. If I go to Walmart here and I see him, I'm best bet I want to call 911. Like, look, I'm looking at Sebastian Rogers. He's a missing child out of Tennessee. Like, everybody has the authority to find him. It's just if you're gonna get lucky and stumble across him and find him.
Except for arresting people and charging them, and hi Betty.
Yeah,
I'm still paying for it.
Betty getting
I know you are.
I'm still paying for it. We're gonna be paying for it for quite some times.
All by yeah. The fact is that I mean, their actions just scream corruption. Their actions, other people's actions, taking my ass to court, taking.
Yeah. They're not corrupt. They have a what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to say a law. They have like a sequence of events that they have to go through. Not sequence of events. What is it? What's the word I'm looking for? They have certain things that they have to go through before they can do anything else. They have to finish up number 1 to move on to number 2, or they have to finish up 1 and that can lead them to like 2A or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, these people, they're not. They could be. There is like the Aaron Smith case that was but not the only reason why Betty is saying they're corrupted is because they don't like her. They don't like what she does. They don't like who she is. They don't like what she stands for. What she stands for. Views on her. But Betty's big mouth got them not to like her, so they're automatically corrupted. Seth, because he's shut his mouth off and they don't want to share information with him because he's gonna freaking tell. He's gonna tell on them. He's gonna tell what their next move is.
You to court,
She said only authority to search for him. Yeah.
They didn't take me to court. They tried to literally lock me up.
They tried
It was my speech.
They did lock you up, okay?
But they tried
Yes,
to lock me up
it
even
is all
longer
about
over my
responsibility.
speech. They
Yes.
screwed up and they're like, oh shit, we got to get her through this. We
Hey,
got to get.
when the grand
hit her
jury
up.
convened, they were like, listen, there's nothing here. You can't,
I never even, because I'm one of those people that believe that a grand jury will indict a ham sandwich. So as soon as I went past the preliminary injunction, the preliminary hearing, I was like, you know what? There's no way in hell that I'm going to be going to court. I mean, I just knew I was going to court. I didn't think that the grand jury was going to, I thought they were just going to be as corrupt as I was shocked. I was shocked when there was no true bill. I was shocked.
I wasn't shocked.
I was.
That's the way it should have been. It should have.
I should know. I should have. It should have been dismissed at the. It should have been dismissed before it ever went to the preliminary hearing.
It should have never got that far.
No, it should not have.
But it had to get to regular.
The lady who calls Katie Proudfoot Killer Katie has said that Katie is a murderer. Has pretty much said everything under the sun about Katie and Chris, even though they got cleared. I'm pretty sure they got cleared. Like, the harassment that she has done to these people and Chris's mom and stepdad. This is coming from the lady. Yeah, Betty, whatever. No, you should have gotten into more trouble.
There are people that could sit there and go, hey, wait a minute, there's nothing here.
That's
right. Because that county was freaking corrupt.
Because they don't like you.
Corrupt.
There's her poking the bear. Yeah, she has. Oh, she has.
And mods, if anybody wants to sit there and state that my son is not alive.
Smiley says I don't look good in orange. Sorry, I didn't mean to bust out laughing in the middle. Because it reminded me of Chris. I'm sorry, Seth. I shouldn't read chat. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's fine. I mean,
I remember seeing Chris in orange, and I was thinking that was the favorite. That was a good color for
I
him.
couldn't believe that he just wore a T-shirt and a pair
Unicorn.
of jeans, and he chose orange to wear to court.
This is coming from the
And so-
guy who had somebody box braid his hair right before court, literally standing outside waiting to go into court, and you had box braid. Oh, let's not forget the 10-gallon cowboy hat that you also wore, which was weird as fuck.
like,
To my court hearing.
and it wasn't even like mossy oak orange. Okay, it's like that's
Jailhouse orange.
buddy.
Oh, good gracious! Okay. I got tears rolling down my eye.
Yeah, that's because you're laughing. My tears aren't from joy.
I know. I'm sorry, Seth.
Squirt a lemon in your eye.
Why? All we need is freaking Smiley in chat, and I'll be.
Hey! Don't be talking about Smiley now.
She's the one that made me crack up. It was her comment. I didn't mean to. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, guys. Okay, I got my serious face back on.
But no, I mean, there's just. I appreciate everybody being here. I still ask that everybody hand out flyers. I know Smiley does. Smiley be going out there and you're like, I'm taking a road trip for 4 days. Start handing out flyers.
Miss Sonia.
I have one of those too. If anybody wants to, I still have Sebastian stuff up with the FBI flyers, all that sort of stuff. Anything that anybody does to help spread the word that my son is missing and getting his picture out there and letting people know. I won't stop looking. I mean, I will stop looking when I find him.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. I just gotta find him.
90 degrees out. Oh, 91. Oh, excessive heat warning.
Well, hopefully something breaks soon. And if anybody has any information, please reach out to the FBI. Please reach out to TBI. Or if you see him, reach out to your local law enforcement. Hit 911.
If you see him, please call 911 and be like, hey, I think I just saw Sebastian Rogers. He's on the FBI most wanted. You know, he's here at this location.
I'm showing you the heat stuff.
Don't call Namek. Call 911. I mean, Namek is fine. If you want to, call all of them.
He just said don't call Namek, and now he's saying that's if you call him, that's fine. Call all of them. Like,
call all of them. Call 911. Call the FBI. You know.
But if you do see him, please do not wait a day, 2 days to finally call.
Or go on social media and say it. Don't wait. Because
call it in immediately.
Immediately. Please call 911 immediately. Things that hit social media, I don't get that stuff for 3 or 4 days. And I'm literally only on YouTube. I do not have Twitter. I do not have X. I don't have Facebook. I don't have any of that stuff.
Tomorrow it's gonna hit 94% humidity here. God. Sorry, I was looking at weather.
He's out there. We just gotta find him.
I do. I hope he is found safe and alive. That's
just gotta find my son.
Time goes on. I start. I'm like. Rrr.
He's all that matters to me.
Do you have any next steps of what you're planning on doing to implement this? And as far as I know, you're meeting with some politicians.
I'm meeting with representatives here in Tennessee because this is where I live here in Tennessee.
Right.
I can post this if anybody wants to download it, print it off, and make an appointment with their representative and help start pushing it. That that is fine. I appreciate that. If more states that are wanting to push it, then when it gets there, more states already know, and it can push it across.
Right.
I don't know what Smiley's talking about, but I don't know what she's trying to push it and make it fast or what it,
Yeah, we need to.
don't, oh, don't wait a month. She said,
Yeah.
don't want a month.
Yeah, no. I mean, that's what
She's,
happened, like that the North
she's
Carolina one.
driving. She's
Uh,
driving. So she's probably using that
uh,
speech
uh,
to text thing.
yeah. But the reason why I bring that up is because of North Carolina. I mean, the lady took a recording, but she drove off to go to her whatever, and it was like a day or a day and a half before she finally called it in. And by that time, we had to go on a scavenger hunt to find the mom and the kid. It was just, it
Well,
was,
when that was reported at Grandfather Mountain, and I drove all the way up there.
yeah, I
You
remember
tell
that.
me, you tell me how this works, okay? How is it that a state park in another state that is not Tennessee is being told what to do by a detective in a county in Tennessee, hundreds of miles away?
Yeah.
I wasn't allowed to look at the footage. I wasn't allowed to verify anything. And you think I drove all the way up there because that didn't look like Sebastian?
Oh,
Oh,
that was
yep,
probably one of the
definitely.
closest. I think we.
It makes you wonder how many people call the FBI daily. Like when White Boy tried to call, he said it was about 45 minutes, I think, and I kind of skipped through a lot of that. 'Cause it got annoying just to sit there and hear the song. But like, how many people are calling the FBI daily? Like, Jesus.
Come.
I'm
I
glad
mean, I
people
think
are.
we
Don't get
were
me
all
wrong, but
thinking
oh
this is
Lord,
it.
probably like
Like
a phone line.
that, it was such a spitting image. Once you finally saw him, there were some nuances, but I mean, that was so promising. It was heartbreaking. I mean, I'm glad it wasn't a lady with, but it's still heartbreaking.
I mean, I never even got to speak to the lady.
Yeah.
You know, I'd apologize to her because I mean, I'm just trying to find my son. I'm not
Right.
trying to, put people who don't want to be out in the social media world out in the social media world.
Right.
I just want to find my son, and to me, that was a credible tip.
It
But
was a very
but
great.
how about this? The fact is that they never went up there.
Oh
I
no. Remember, they were immediate, not Sebastian. That was the one that was immediate.
Yeah, that's what you know. Him and her said that's not some. That was like, okay. Well, how do you know that that's not Sebastian? Is it because you know where he's at?
Huh.
You know,
Interesting.
and I still never got to see the footage. I just got the pictures. But to drive all the way up there and be told, we can't let you see this information because a Detective Carter has stated that we're not to show it to anybody. And I still never got to see it. How are they going to sit there and I don't I cannot grasp and wrap my head around how it is that I'm not allowed to see the footage for somebody that may be my son, but yet you're going to take the word of where he went missing from that it's not.
I would say because Katie has him literally almost 24/7. Seth is just a weekend dad. That's it. Disney dad. That's all he is. He's a every other weekend dad. So, yeah, I would definitely take Katie's word that that's not him. And guess what? It turned out to be not him. Hmm.
Yeah. You know what? Maybe you should demand a different detective within Sumner County to take over your case.
There's not another detective.
That's scary.
Yeah.
That's really scary.
As Sumner County has stated, as in Sheriff Craddock, Detective Tim Bailey. You know, if my kid went missing, I'd want that detective to. If your kid went missing, from what I am seeing, you're not going to find him.
Nope. Not with that team. Nope. Nope.
Oh my
Nope.
God. They can only
Nope,
do
nope,
so
nope.
much. And when there's no proof or evidence, they're a little screwed.
Lady Freedom, did you send me an email or anything? Is she even still here?
I'm getting
I'm pretty sure she's in the
past my
chat
2 hour
somewhere.
mark.
What happened?
It's funny. I switch over to YouTube to look at the thing, and the chat's just fucking going.
We still have an hour. Oh Jesus.
Yeah, the chat is it's pretty full. It's nice to see you guys. Thanks for being here. If you guys are here for the first time and you don't know the details of the case, behind me is Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. He disappeared February 25th. The last third party that saw him was around about 6:20 on February 25th, 2024 at a Texas roadhouse, and then him and his mother left and he went home and he was never seen again. So that's kind of the details of the case. His son was reported missing on February 26th. And from that point forward, we don't know what happened. Law enforcement did a lot of stupid shit, like even driving around playing Eye of the Tiger, like it was going to, I mean.
He likes that song.
But in all fairness, he was described as an infant trapped in a boy's body. So, I mean, they didn't really know what they were dealing with at first. So, even us, when we first started taking on this case, we were kind of under that same impression until I spoke with Tony and then Seth directly and started learning more about Sebastian and
Just
how.
don't call me somebody else's name, and we're good.
And so it's just one of those things where we learned a lot more about Sebastian, and we were kind of questioning ourselves.
I see a question that just came through. I'm going to interrupt you for a brief second.
Sure.
I'll let you go back on. Rosebud wants to know, Seth, could you answer the question whether or not you saw the cleaned up taking the garbage to the street video that Katie said Ellie has? Well, technically, Katie stated that the FBI cleared up that video and you could make out that it was Sebastian. I will tell you right now that as soon as she said that, I turned around and I called the FBI and I spoke with my liaison, the FBI agent and special agent. In case you're listening, I know you like to be called special agent. My bad. But they told me that there was nothing they could do to clean up that video, that it was so dark, there was nothing to clean up to even see who was in the video.
I don't think they have streetlights over there either.
That's a straight up lie that she doesn't put out, but it's not the first time she's lied. Won't be the last time she's lied. And that's about the only thing I'm going to address about her. That video was not cleared up. It was not cleaned up.
I don't know.
There's no evidence that was Sebastian that took the trash can out.
And what time did that take place? Do you know the time?
No.
Okay. Because according to her story, it sounded like he took it out like anywhere between 7:15 or 7:25. So I was just curious, if
I do not remember the time stamp on that
fine.
camera.
It's not a big deal. I mean, if you could remember it, you could remember.
I wasn't looking at that. I was trying to see if I could actually
see him, right?
Him or who it was that was taking
Mhm.
out the trash. And well, quite literally, the best thing I could get to telling you is that it looked like Peter Pan's shadow.
Do you believe law enforcement adequately looked or scrutinized your ex-wife and her husband?
I want
No,
Body Movin' on YouTube has, I believe she's the one who has it. It's all of the interviews, Seth going up on panel, like every single one that he's ever done, and it's in chronological. There we go. I could say it. Order, and I'm trying to find the link for it. So if you want to go and watch it, then give me. I'm trying to find it. I can't find her YouTube.
But I'm pretty sure, based upon everything I know from the beginning of the scene, I think this is one where they didn't really make any statements to law enforcement that much. I heard from the very beginning, Chris was basically saying Katie wasn't going to cooperate with law enforcement at the beginning. That's what I heard. I heard that they've had problems getting them to cooperate at the
cooperate.
beginning. Yes, but then later we found out that they lawyered up to boot as well, and I believe it was a criminal lawyer that they ended up hiring, from my understanding. But I could be wrong about
Do
that.
you
But
remember when you were in court?
I remember me being in court. Yes, depends on which time.
But well, when it was them and those two prosecutors,
Yes.
and how chummy they all were together.
That was with Frizzell, and I said when I walked out of there, I said Frizzell set me up. I remember
Oh,
as
without a
soon as
doubt.
as soon as I walked out of that court hearing, I was on the phone with another attorney saying you were
When
hired.
when the news posted when the news posted your what your stuff that you're getting ready to go to deal with,
Yeah,
um, I noticed that Frizzell's one of the representing attorneys.
he won't be able to. There's a conflict of interest there.
Except for it's a different case.
Doesn't matter. It's still a conflict of interest.
Just keep that in mind because I swear I saw his name on there as
If
in
he's representing or has any touch of that, because I'd love nothing more than to have another bite at the apple to try to take his license. I didn't have the time or the patience to deal with that at the time, but if I haven't ever have an opportunity to do something to Terry Frizzell lawfully and legally, you bet your ass I'm going to do it.
yeah, you got to put that lawfully and legally in there.
Damn right I do. I cover my ass. I'm getting good at this shit.
I mean, you just got to watch out.
Oh, Kai J's in the chat. Oh, it's
Who
nice
is?
to see you, Kai J. She's one of the gals that was out there when we did the week-long protest in front of Sumner County.
I personally believe that Sebastian is probably, I would say he's probably a good 6 foot tall now. I mean, he was in the middle of that growth spurt.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure that he's probably
Okay,
six
hold on.
one,
I'm
six
gonna take a
two.
break here for a second. Let me hold on. So I'm on Body's channel. Hold on, let me go through here. UDI Body Moving. She spells it weird, so that's why I couldn't find it. Okay, so if you don't know who Body Moving is, she was on a a Netflix series or show Must Love Cats. I think that's what it's called. Something with cats. She helped pretty much to find somebody who unalived a cat, and it was just like a whole thing. Like so. So she posted this 2 hours ago. I just listened to Seth Rogers' live stream from last night. My heart does go out to Seth. He appears to be a broken man. And regardless of any judgment I may have on how any of these family members have acted, it's hard to see. And let's be fair, all of them have acted strange, not just Seth. He is the father of a missing child, and I cannot imagine how I would be acting. He seems to have an active relationship with the FBI, but the relationship with the SCSO and TBI is strained. Yeah, I think that's because of Seth and the way he's acted towards them. It's his desire to have the FBI take over the investigation. I got the impression from listening that Seth believes Sebastian was taken by CP and family members somewhere. I've only listened one time and will probably need to listen one or two more times to catch everything. But here are a few things I found interesting. Not necessarily important, but interesting. She's really good on what she does, so I'm taking all this highly from her. One, Seth and CP took Sebastian's bedroom. Wait, Seth and why would he say Seth and CP? That's mean Katie and Chris took Sebastian's bedroom television. Was Sebastian grounded at the time of his disappearance? Remember the interview with Olivia? Katie said, "You're not in trouble. Come home," or something like that. Did Sebastian think he was in trouble? He could not. 2. Sebastian's Nintendo Switch was plugged in on his floor, and his phone was plugged in on the kitchen counter. I think we knew about the phone, but not the switch. If he was grounded, I would think the switch would also be in the kitchen. 3. Sebastian said that he was off for. Oh my god. Seth said he was off on the weekends that Sebastian was at his house. I had I had thought that he mentioned previously that Sebastian would happily greet him when Seth came home from work with fresh coffee. Seth has said that. Was that maybe from a California job, or are things getting murky? 4. He seems frustrated with at night, and that relationship may be severed. He says that they don't run things by him any longer. The only reason I mentioned this at all is to point out that things they may be realizing aren't with his approval. 5. The trash can video. I don't recall this, but he mentions that Katie said that the FBI or TBI cleaned up the video of someone taking the trash. Oh my god, taking out the trash the night Sebastian disappeared. I remember that. I remember Katie saying they got home, he put food in their grocery or whatever, and Sebastian. I remember that, but I don't remember. I think I heard about it, but I don't remember if they cleaned it up or not. I don't know. But Seth said that the video he saw, it was a Peter Pan-like shadow figure, and he couldn't make out who it was. Don't forget, this is about Sebastian and his safe return home. The items above are only in relation to his disappearance and not to cast judgment on Seth, Chris, Katie, or Sebastian. Please keep comments respectful of all the parents. I'm not here to cast blame on any of them without evidence. She just makes some good points.
I mean,
let me go back to looking for this.
I know he's taller than me by now.
Stream thing.
And, law enforcement should never take anybody's just word. That everything should be, double and triple verified.
Oh my gosh, she's got so much.
I know that the FBI went and spoke to Chris, the FBI out of Memphis.
I know they took him on a ride along, which is never good.
I don't think that the FBI took you for a ride along.
That's what Chris acknowledged. He said, "Oh yeah, I was so special." I mean, he didn't say it like that.
That was in Sumner County.
Yeah, they took him for a ride along. On around. Usually, when they take people, suspects or subjects, to different little locations, then they're trying to get a gauge, trying to see if they're hot or cold. That's been always my experience.
What is this?
Like Peter Hyatt said about that person, they're a very dangerous person because once they fit the criteria for once they believe their own lies.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god!
So they create everything that they say they create.
So I'm going through Body's videos, and a year ago, it says helicopter footage from February 27th. Search for Sebastian Rogers. I've never seen this. This is interesting. I had
that's
more
just
time.
not.
Play it.
That's not good.
All right.
So, I know this was supposed to be some question and answers, but I never.
There's not really a whole lot of questions.
Well, I
Okay.
never received a list from Lady Freedom.
Mm.
You know, just gonna throw
I'm, like,
Lady
skimming
Freedom
through
underneath the.
Well, then I'll just ask you. I'll ask you a few questions here. Are we any further along today than we were on the date that he was reported missing that you're aware of?
That I'm aware of, no. Now,
Um,
I can say that I've gone through a lot of tips, which oh, she's saying I just sent it to your email.
I wonder if any of those cars are
check your email.
so there's like a I'm just, like, skimming through it. There's like a, looks like it's like a mechanic shop or something, and they do have some cars, like, around their building, whatever, and then they have some cars sitting in the grass. I wonder if they checked any of those cars. Like, I'm
You
wondering
can't put it back on me.
She just did.
I checked my
Kaboom.
email before I started.
Kaboom. Kaboom.
Bob's Burgers, fresh ground meat, great atmosphere.
all right, let's do this crap.
School the same way he does every Monday. Get on the bus and head off to school.
Right.
Which was the school
To
too,
me,
from
routine
the
is very important.
air advantage too.
What you eating?
Sugar-free candy.
They have people out on horses.
Yeah, go away.
Yeah,
What's
they've
the
got
point of
people out
having
on horses.
candy if it's sugar free? That's not candy.
Well, I try to, I
I don't care about your sugar-free stuff.
cycle trip with them while we were all searching for your son.
Oh yeah, because Lord help us, my son was
again-
hiding at a Harley Davidson.
Once again, life cannot stop. We all wish that it could in the moment when we lose somebody, but life cannot stop.
shop.
No, a motorcycle rally in South Carolina.
Oh no, I'm talking about the vigil where they were sitting there
yeah.
shopping for a motorcycle.
Oh, when he came up and got in your face and then left to go.
Prayer that God will show us the light to find my son, and they're over there going, maybe Harley Davidson will, Anyways, if you're not that Duchess, I do apologize.
Respectfully. Sorry.
But I mean,
they've even got people. So they got people on horses. They've got people on side by sides driving through open areas that they can. That's like like around woods and stuff. So yeah, so they did do a lot to try to find your son.
Betty has gotten her information about Sebastian, who he was and how he is, from me. I don't know. I'm not paying any more attention to that.
Not worth your time. Respectfully.
You're just gonna wear that one in there, aren't you? Respectfully. Just saying.
I got why.
Just saying. Just saying. Just saying. Just saying.
I'm glad we're on your channel.
Oh, really?
They're
Really?
like zooming in to like.
Well, maybe I should say they're glad that we're on your channel.
Ah, there we go. The truth will set you free.
Truth.
Tell me where my son is. Any other questions?
I never
Betty?
knew this existed.
Well, it's kind of funny because when I'm around you, I'm not used to asking you questions because we just you kind of got me off my game here. I got a million questions I'd love to ask you, pick your brain about, but keeping it civil and keeping it classy. I think the only
video in the
classy.
chat.
Just saying classy. Okay, Miss Betty. Tony is watching us.
No,
I know he's
kinda wanna
smacking
go
me
watch
upside the
it. I
head
gotta-
as we speak.
Yeah, I've already felt him smack me about 400 or 500 times.
Yep.
You're gonna go
So-
live, and I
video
felt
of
the
the
smack.
air.
Well, as soon as Smiley made me bust out laughing, I felt my head kind of hit the computer. So
Well, at least it wasn't the computer hitting your head.
Did you guys hear that? I heard a squeaky toy. She's got a squeaky toy. She's doing so much better. I'm so happy
How's
for
her
her.
leg feeling?
My leg, it was my back and my
Nobody cares. If they're just gonna banter, then I'm just gonna be like, we're done. I don't really care to hear.
You're muted.
That's because I'm keeping my mouth shut.
To be relinquished to them. Every time that I get a tip that's outside of the states, then I talk to them, and I mean, I speak to him. I speak to my FBI liaison. But as for them taking over the case, they have told me that they can't take over the case. It has to be relinquished by Sumner County. And Sumner County won't relinquish the case. So
we're just gonna
why,
skip
thank
through the
you,
rest of
Ben.
this.
You're welcome.
2.5 hours later. Like,
I called her Althea, and she called me up on the phone and said it's a
yeah, nobody cares.
Live on my time. Sorry, I can't write yet. 10 minutes.
Oh my god. Now he's just going through
Because he had just turned 15. And he was diagnosed with autism in October of 2023. And it's like our divorce decree hadn't changed. So he was not supposed to receive any type of corporal discipline.
Oh, I know they are. They are. I'm glad they're doing it.
Yeah, but I think even with him being younger, I still think it would be abuse because he still has the fluid on the head, which is one of the reasons why he can't have any type of gyration.
You know, not today, Satan. Thank you for becoming a member. I just happen to like that. Not today, Satan.
Pebble said, "Did you see Sebastian's room?" Okay, hold on my mouse. Did you see Sebastian's room that morning? Hold on, let me go back up. It's moving too quickly. Did you see Sebastian's room that morning, and how was it? Do you remember anything that stood out to you about his room that day, that you're willing to share?
Just what I stated. I mean, the fact that his switch was on the floor, plugged into the wall.
Was his bed made? Was his room cleaned up?
Nope.
Did it look like the room was tossed? Is that why it was messy, or was it because he's just a messy kid?
Oh no! I mean, you've seen Sebastian's room at my house. You know, when dealing with an autistic child or any child at all, you have to find what's logical to them. And one of the things that I presented to Sebastian is, if you want to know where your toys are, then you have to put your toys up. Because wherever you put them, that's where they will be when you go to play with them. And he was pretty good about that. Because he loved his toys and he always wanted his toys. But when I went in there, bed wasn't made. And it's just his switch on the floor plugged in. If he had been there and left, why wouldn't he have taken his switch? Why wouldn't he have taken his phone?
Oh, you're welcome.
And it's stuff like
He
that.
didn't even take shoes, according to law enforcement and Katie.
Well, Craddock says that he won't say that, but yeah, it didn't seem natural.
Mm-hmm.
It just didn't seem natural. Doodle Mom with the Fine Sebastian period. 2 years too long. Thank you for being a member for 19 months. It's hard to believe that I started this after Sebastian went missing. Should have never had a YouTube channel. should have never had to have a reason to have a YouTube channel.
Ooh, he's in his feels now.
Thank you for becoming a new member. I do like your picture with the puppy dog. Just feeling like everything is always on my shoulders to do everything. Not stating that other people don't do stuff, and I appreciate what other people are doing. But when it comes down to it, wouldn't trade Sebastian for anything in this world. But I would trade everything that I have for him to be here with me right now. Wouldn't go back in time and change anything. But I would definitely give up everything I have. Have my boy home. Anyways.
I feel for him.
I think it's probably enough for you for.
And then the heartbreak he is going through. I get that aspect. And I do feel for him. I just wish he would change how he talks. And what he says about the other parents. Because I was totally team Seth from the beginning. And then he started in blaming when we already knew that. I mean, I'm pretty sure they got what's the word? They got cleared. So I'm like, I know he wants to paint them in a bad light, and he wants the world to see what type of person Chris and Katie are. But that's not for right now with Sebastian missing. They need to come together. They need to work as a team to do things, to get things done. Because with them on sides now, it's not going to help find Sebastian at all. It's not. And that sucks.
Night. We've been going for almost 2.5 hours.
Have we?
Mm-hmm.
I think you're just complaining that you want to go to sleep. At least
I am a little tired.
I'll fast forward to this because we're about done. Thank God.
Struggles. I mean, this just because the cameras are off, we get to live our lives, and he's in this constant nightmare every single day that he wakes up, and he still has to put one foot in front of the other, and he still has to take care of himself in an effort to try to bring his son home. And there's a lot of moving parts, and the fight's still not over. The battle continues, and I think Sebastian's army is hell bent on finding out where Sebastian is, bringing him home, but more importantly, finding out the truth.
Well, I didn't name it Seth's army. I named it Sebastian's army for a reason, because I know where I'm at.
It's forever tattooed on my skin. So
that reminds me. I can't believe she said that. That reminds me. So right after, I believe it was right after she got the 4 ROs on her, she went and got a tattoo for Sebastian's army. She got a tattoo of the puzzle pieces for autism. They don't use the puzzle pieces anymore. So she screwed up on her tattoo. I'm sorry. I would never get somebody else's child tattooed on me. I don't care what it's for. I wouldn't. I
know. I'm an official member. I'm an official member of the club. So we don't get any more official than that.
Got the ink to verify it, huh?
Got the ink to verify it. I figured, I don't have a whole lot of cases where we fought. I mean, we fought tooth and nail for this case, and We've been fighting since, but there's just nothing's working, nothing's moving. Law enforcement is just 86ing the case. I never in a million years thought a law enforcement body would literally 86 a case, throw their hands up, and it be a child's case. I just never thought I would ever live in a society where anybody would do that. And yet here we are. So
Just hope my son is at least has food in his belly and a pillow on the blanket.
warm and, breathing and living and putting one foot in front of the other, having some time so you can find them.
And we're gonna find him. I'm not gonna stop until I do.
And I hope he doesn't. I hope he keeps pushing forward, but in a different way.
Well, everybody, I'm gonna go ahead and call the live over. I appreciate everybody showing up, listen to me complain.
Okay, we can stop that there because I'm so sick and tired of him. But yeah, like I hope he keeps pushing forward, keeps searching for Sebastian, and that he stops bad mouthing Chris and Katie and stops bad mouthing law enforcement. Because you do that, then they're just gonna write you off and not tell you anything, and that's pretty much what they're doing. So I don't know. Judy, I want to thank you though for hanging out in the chat as long as you did. Thank you so much. Like, look, all these comments are from you, girl. So, but all right, I'm gonna go. I gotta do some adulting. I gotta run to town. I gotta pick something up. I gotta come home, do dishes. I gotta do all kinds of stuff. So